So what do you say to yourself when you make a mistake or things don't go your way so that you don't fall off track?
Yeah, when I kind of think about this question, I think about not if it's going to happen, but when and how many times today am I going to make that mistake? Early on when I was making mistakes, I started to think about maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to take more time. Maybe I need to learn more. And then what I found is being afraid of mistakes was actually the self-sabotage that was holding me back. And that's why we wanted to answer this question from our community, because we want you to have a framework to be able to go through so that you understand that when you make mistakes, the faster that you get back on track, the faster you treat this like a science experiment, the faster you're going to go. Now, here's the thing. We're all going to do it. Working with thousands of entrepreneurs, career professionals, police officers, people working on their health and fitness, we are all going to make mistakes. Now, what we want to show you today is how to recover from those, lean in, figure out what it's trying to teach you, and get back on track. The faster you go through that process, the faster you're going to create more momentum in your business, your career, your health, and your life. Now, we want to break this down 3 different ways. First being the mindset, second being the tactics, and third, the accountability or how you get yourself to show up. So let's start off first with the mindset behind recovering from mistakes.
So mistakes are really to show us where there's opportunities to grow even faster. Because if we don't even know what the obstacles are or what things that we need to learn or get past, then we can't really move forward. So really it's about what Mark said earlier. It's a giant science experiment. So actually the more mistakes that you make, the faster you'll get to your destination or to your goal if you lean into what those mistakes are really teaching you.
Yeah, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about maybe a mistake or a challenge or a struggle that you went through that actually, because you went through it, now gives you the greatest opportunity to help other people through it too. What would have happened if you had never made that mistake or had to go through that challenge? It wouldn't have empowered you to be able to help yourself and others through it now. So that's why it's important to focus on this mindset. Mistakes are a part of the course. And if you're not making enough mistakes, it's probably because you're not going fast enough. So let's lean in and be willing to make those mistakes. Now, step number 2 are the tactics, what we do to get over these mistakes. Now, Teresa kind of talked about it a minute ago, but it's learning the lesson from those mistakes. I don't even want to say the word mistakes anymore. Just learning the lessons that process is trying to teach you. So really get somebody else to ask you, what is this trying to teach you? Now, here's the thing. When I'm on a one-on-one coaching session, sometimes it's trying to teach you what you can do to get through it next time. But sometimes it's trying to teach you to give yourself grace and to take a break and to recalibrate and come back stronger next time. So it's not always trying to teach you to just keep taking action. There's a process it's trying to take you through so that you don't have to experience the pain of that mistake ever again. And when you're willing to sit back and actually look at this from the perspective of what is this trying to teach me, you can lean in and learn that lesson and never have to go through that thing again. Now, the third piece that we talked about is accountability, is getting yourself to show up and to take action. Now, it's very easy to convince ourselves not to take action. This is the self-sabotage part coming up again, especially if we're not talking to other people and letting them know what it is that we're committed to doing, but also having them help hold us accountable to doing that thing that we said we were going to do. So here's the thing. What if you were to team up with someone who your only goal was to talk about the mistakes that you each made so that you can learn from other people's mistakes too? I mean, this is literally why we have our community. All of these questions that we have here and all of our live calls that we have on Saturdays have to come from a lot of mistakes and challenges that we personally went through that now we help others through too. You can learn from your own pain, but do you know what's even better? Is when you learn from someone else's. Because you don't have to go through that pain all the time, especially when you're around other people who are willing to take those actions and learn the lessons and then share them with you too. That's really what we have here in our community, is we want people who are willing to not only implement quickly, but to also share their answers along the way, what both worked and didn't work. And that's why we've created this channel. It's why we have our Saturday workshops, and it's why we actually dive into this more deeply inside of our Inner Circle program. If that's something ever you're interested in, definitely hit up the comments below. But making sure that you have some form of accountability is critical. So make sure you get somebody else involved so they can help you grow exponentially.